Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Olivia and this is my channel where I love to talk about all things nail polish. I'm back from my trip. It was super quick, but it's nice to be home back with all my nail polish. So funny thing is, I actually did bring nail polish with me on this trip, but I was so tired at the end of the long days that I only redid my nails once, and anytime I'm too tired to paint my nails, that's so it's nice to be back home, rest and recover. But I'm also happy to be back home to jump back into filming again. And whenever I come back from a trip, I always try to find or select a topic to ease back into filming, one that would be a really quick and simple one to do. And so I thought about it, and on my Did I Nail It series, where I try to dupe other nail polishes, I thought, let me do this as a one-off, just a single polish I'm going to try to do. And the timing of this, so this is a polish I actually hadn't been thinking of duping prior to today, but I keep seeing so many people online talking about this polish that I knew I needed to jump in and try to give some help. So this is Penelope Luz Wisteria, which is a polish that was originally made available through the Hella Handmade Creations limited monthly collaboration drop. I can't remember exactly which month it was, but basically the story of Wisteria is that it became available through one of the HHC months, and I bought it when it was first available. Then I think it might have come back again or something, but most recently with the May 2026 opening of HHC, there were some overstock that was available. And I believe with HHC, they don't tell you how many bottles are available. So, this is a polish that I feel that when it first was available, no one was really talking about it. But then, as often happens in the nail polish community, the more that some people start posting photos of their manicures, other people are like, ooh, I want that polish. Oh, what do you mean? It was a limited edition one and I can't get it anymore. Oh, there's an overstock option. Let me see if I can get it there. Oh no, that's sold out. And so it's the whole thing. And so I thought, I'm back. This seems like a pretty straightforward one to do. And, I'm someone who I like to be very upfront and just get to the point in many ways. And so what I'll tell you is this. This is Wisteria. I'm going to show you how this looks in the cat eye style. I'm also going to show you two options that I explored for also in the cat eye style for trying to dupe this. The first version is what I started with, and I'm like, this seems like this might work. Let's see. That one fully didn't work. So then there's a second version where I tweaked something, and I think that one's pretty good. The reason why I'm being upfront about this right now is that one of the polishes that I used for my dupe is a fancy gloss magnetic topper that, as of me filming this today, May 14th, it's not currently available in the Fancy Gloss shop. However, I believe that Fancy Gloss restocks their shop, not with every single polish they have, but they go through a monthly restock, and they do have the ability on their website to sign up for restock email restock notifications. So if you go to a product page and it's not currently available, you can put in your email, you'll get an email once it becomes available in the shop again. And so I don't know if the topper that I'm using today is going to be part of their next monthly restock at the end of this month, but you know, the reason I'm just saying this right now is I don't want it, like, I didn't want it to be the case that you all would watch this video, like, get some hope up and be like, oh, like, I can't buy Wisteria, but Olivia's saying that there is a dupe option. Oh, but that's out of stock, you know? So why I chose to still do this video anyway is that I think there's a difference between a polish like Wisteria that was only available for a limited window of time and is, you know, as far as I know, not set to be coming back anytime soon, versus Fancy Gloss, which has the ability to restock on a regular basis. So rest assured, if it's the case that you don't have that Fancy Gloss magnetic topper now, there's a chance it should be coming back, most likely sometime in the future. I hope that all makes sense. You all know how transparent I like to be with this, and so I guess the last thing I'll say too with this is I just a little bit of a pep talk, I guess, because I see the discourse that can often pop up when there's a new like must-have polish out there and so many people want that polish. Y'all, this polish Wisteria is in a 10 milliliter bottle. So you all know how I'm like, please do not overpay for like a bottle of nail polish that's being resold at much higher prices, but especially when it is a 10 milliliter bottle. So that's another reason why I think having a viable dupe option is a good thing anyway, because even if you do have Wisteria, like, and if you have longer nails, Wisteria ain't gonna last you that long. So anyway, I think that's all for now. Let's go ahead and get into the next part. As always, I like to begin by showing you what's on my nails today. Yesterday I was wearing dark red lurid lacquers, blood bag, and so I was like, I need something not red. Let's go with blue. And so I love this blue. I'm just feeling this today. So the main star of the show here is Alchemy Lacquers, Black and Bloom. And so this is, as you can see, a very dark blue polish with some gorgeous shimmer in it. But it takes about, I think, 3+ coats to build up to somewhat full opacity. And even then, y'all know me, I need 100% full opacity. And so what I do is start by putting down 1 coat of black cream polish, Bee's Knees Lacquer Void. Then I put 2 coats of Black and Bloom over top of that. I could have probably stopped at 1 coat of this, but I think I wanted the blue to be a little bit deeper. So I'm actually glad that I decided to go with the 2 coats to kind of build that up a bit. Oh, wait, what is that? Is there glitter in there? Oh, wow, I've never done that before. That's some sarcasm there. So you may have noticed there's glitter. And I actually started with this reflective glitter, this like multi-rainbow color reflective glitter topper from Cirque called Notorious. Now, something about me, not only do I love glitter, but I am notorious, that actually made sense for a change, for being very particular about the density of my glitter. And as much as I love the color blend here in Notorious, it's a little bit too densely packed for me. So what I decided to do here was to use this bottle of glitter as like my concentrated source, and I put some, I started with some regular old glitter suspension base, and then put just like the teeny tiniest amount of Notorious in there. So you can see here the difference in how that glitter density is with how it is straight out of the bottle on the right, and the way that I have kind of, I guess, it's more than just thinning it out. It's like making it so that it's more scattered than dense. And so that was not all that I did there. The last thing that I did for this was, you know, so I had like glitter on top of this, and I'm like, okay, glitter, that's cool. But I felt that I wanted to encapsulate that glitter a bit and make it sit back in the nail a bit more and not be so forward facing. So the last thing I did was apply a coat of this dark blue jelly polish from Blank Beauty. This is Blueberry Jam. And so what that did was that it gave a nice kind of like a wash of color over the glitter, and also deepened the blue of Black and Bloom just ever so slightly. So yeah, and you know, that's kind of the reason why I do these like what's on my nails segments at the start of my videos, because before I would do this, I would often get comments asking me, hey, what are you wearing? And like, you know, it can be kind of complicated to explain, like, well, I did this, I did that. So I figure, you know, I'll just show you all, and hopefully this can give you some ideas for similar looks that you can do with polishes in your collection. All right, so time for Wisteria. Starting here, this is how Wisteria looks when I used, I put down 2 coats of Wisteria unmagnetized, and then I put down a 3rd coat of it, magnetized that for 60 seconds. I then followed that up with a toluene free top coat. I didn't do any like DRK magic effect or anything like that. So just 3 coats of Wisteria and top coat, and that's what you've got here. Now, the Fancy Gloss magnetic topper that I'm going to be using today is their Celestial Pull, which looks like this with the way that it's magnetized. And so, you know, you might be looking at this and thinking like, okay, Olivia, that seems purple. Can't you just like straight up use that on its own? Well, no, because you see how it has this like dark background there that's kind of like a brown, like neutral color, I guess. So if I compared this to how Wisteria looks in the bottle and put the magnet there, yes, the background gets dark, but the background here, when magnetized, it's still purple. Like you've got a light purple magnetic line, but you've got a purple background as opposed to gray. That's the color I was going for. Ooh, colors are hard. So that is why I knew I couldn't just use Celestial Pull on its own straight out the bottle as a dupe. So then I'm like, all right, what purple am I going to use to have as my base? And I decided on Starly's Crown Jelly. This is attempt number 1, where so far I have put down 2 coats of Crown Jelly. And what I'm going to do next is follow that up with a coat of Celestial Pull, so we can see how this goes. By the way, I recently posted a video about some tips that I have for working with fine particle magnetic polishes, such as Wisteria and Celestial Pull. So in case any of y'all missed that one, I'll put a link to it in the description for you to check out. All right, so I just finished magnetizing this. I haven't put top coat on it yet, but and also, so here's Wisteria on the left. Just disregard any kind of like streaking here. Like if you haven't watched my magnetic fine particle magnetic tips video yet, I do cover this in that video, where fine particle magnetics are just very extra jumpy. So that's a little bit to be expected. Now, okay, so they look close, but they're not quite there. What I'm seeing is that the light purple magnetic line in each of these, that looks pretty similar. However, what's different is the base color. I feel that Crown Jelly on its own just isn't enough to really match that deeper background color of Wisteria. So what I decided to do after that was to use just one coat of Crown Jelly here, and then follow that up with a coat of a black jelly polish on top of that. This is Emily Damali's Sheer Tint Shadow. So, you know, actually just like how with the manicure that I have on today, how I used a jelly polish to change the look of you know, what the polish that was underneath, that's exactly what I decided to do here. And as always, when I talk about jellies, I do want to give the caveat that please keep in mind that jellies are intended to be buildable, and a little bit can often go a long way. So less can sometimes be more. So don't go too heavy with the black jelly at first. Now I know this isn't going to be a direct comparison just yet because we haven't yet added on Celestial Pull, but here's what we're looking at so far with, actually let me put this over here and Wisteria in the middle. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, so hopefully you can see here how Wisteria's background color is looking more like what we have for option 2 on the right. I think I'm gonna go in now with Celestial Pull. And just like before, I'm gonna magnetize this for a minute. Okay, so before I bring Wisteria back into the mix, I just want to do a side-by-side comparison of these two so that you can see how, like, the way I would describe this is that option 2 with the black jelly, not only is that purple darker, but it's not as like purple. It's hard to describe color sometimes. I think it's like number 1 is true purple. Number 2 is it's starting to get into being like a grayish purple, which I think is more of what we want. So now if I put Wisteria in the middle here, okay, holding swatch sticks is hard. Okay, so this is interesting because I think what I actually probably need here would be a you see how Wisteria is more saturated there. I think what I'm gonna try to do is add in a third coat of Crown Jelly here, because keep in mind on the right, I only had one coat of Crown Jelly and then I put the Sheer Tint Shadow on top of that. So a quick tip that I always love to do whenever I'm swatching something and I'm like, oh, I wish I had put down another coat of whatever like at the beginning, but I don't want to have to go through the process of layering everything again. Y'all, I just flip that swatch stick over and then I just put it on the bottom of it. Now, if you are planning to actually put this over top of your finger to test, you want to make sure that you remember that you put polish there before it can completely dry. But if it's the case that you're really just doing this for the purpose of trying to deepen the color like I am here, you're really just doing this to be able to more easily see what the overall outcome would be without needing to swatch everything. Okay, yeah, that's much better. All right, so I think this is about as close as we might get. As I mentioned, I haven't yet put top coat on these two, so let me go and do that right now. I'm also gonna see if I maybe I'll try to put another coat of top coat and remagnetize Wisteria because she's looking a little rough right now. So I will be back. So where we are now is I've added top coat to 1 and 2, put more top coat over the third one, the Wisteria one, but it seems to still just want to be a little streaky. So, okay, so as I was looking at this, I'm like, I'm so close to this, but I feel like something still is not quite right. And I think it is where the magnetic line of Wisteria is actually a bit deeper purple than what you get just by using Celestial Pull. So to recap, this option 2 now basically has 2 coats of Crown Jelly, 1 coat of Sheer Tint Shadow, and then 1 coat of Celestial Pull. Now, I think that the overall like background color here is good. Like, I don't necessarily want to make this too much deeper, but what I want to try instead is to change the order in which I'm layering these a bit. So I was actually not planning to do this, but here we are now. We've got, okay, so this has 1 coat of Crown Jelly, 1 coat of Sheer Tint Shadow, and 1 coat of Celestial Pull. And just to, you know, do a direct comparison to this here, the number 2 that I was just mentioning, basically what I'm gonna do next is put that 2nd coat of Crown Jelly on number 3, but as the topmost coat to see if I can deepen it. You see the vision there? Okay, so, and yeah, let's do this. For those of you who may be newer to magnetic polishes, you're gonna wanna keep in mind that anytime you put on additional polish on top of the magnetic, even if it's like top coat, glitter, anything like that, that will re-wet the polish underneath. And so you are therefore going to want to remagnetize the nail again. So I'm gonna let this go for a minute. Okay, so let's compare this first to attempt number 2. So yeah, do you see how it putting Crown Jelly as the topmost one did what in fact I wanted it to do, which is to deepen that magnetic line more than what you have from just Celestial Pull. So now the big question is going to be, how does this compare to Wisteria? Oh y'all, what? Hold up. Okay. Also, holding swatch sticks is really hard. So let's just put all these here. Okay. Yeah, I think option 3 is probably the closest I'm going to get with this. And I mean, I kind of like my version a little bit more than Wisteria even too, at least as far as like how well the magnetic particles are wanting to behave. So I'm also curious to see this in some other lighting. So I'm going to finish up here real quick by putting top coat on option 3, and then I'm going to take these downstairs to see in some other lighting, and we'll get wrapped up. Yeah, so just as I was hoping, seeing these in some other lighting really helped to solidify my belief that Dupe Attempt 3 is going to be the one that most closely resembles Wisteria. And at least, you know, based on the polishes that I happen to have in my collection. I'm just looking at these again, and I really, if I could just give another little pep talk for any of you who are feeling some sense of FOMO for having missed out on Wisteria, please try to reframe your way of thinking about it and see it as less of, oh my goodness, I have to have this polish that is Wisteria, and more of, hey, I really want to be able to wear a manicure that looks like this. So what are the ingredients that I could potentially use to make that happen? And, you know, if it's the case that you're able to get pretty dang close, even if it's not Wisteria itself, isn't that, you know, still giving you that same satisfaction of having that look on your nails? And again, Wisteria is only a 10 milliliter bottle. So even if you were to get it, there's only a limited number of manicures that you could get out of that bottle compared to if you were to find a dupe attempt or a dupe option that allows you to continue recreating this combination indefinitely, because you're going to be able to purchase those other polishes more than you can just that bottle. Okay, I'm gonna get off my soapbox now. So I mentioned in another video that I'm also planning an upcoming another Did I Nail It video where I am taking viewer requests for that. So far in that one, I've got Crack Polish's Pond Stew that was requested. Another viewer requested one from Bee's Knees Lacquer that I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but it was like a yellow amber one. And if there are any other polishes that you all have felt that you missed out on and that you want to have some options for trying to dupe, let me know, because what I'm gonna do is make that video one that just jam-packed with dupes and stuff. But I really hope that these videos are helpful for you all. I think that one of the most fascinating things about nail polish, in my opinion, is the ability to create so many different types of effects just by layering. And as you could see from my example of the difference that it made when I took those 2 coats of Crown Jelly, and instead of having those go back to back, but then I split them up where I put one on the bottom and one on the top, that totally transformed the overall look there. So I'm always up for a good old time of duping some polishes. As always, thank y'all so much for being here on this channel and for watching this video. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.